Hi guys, this is additional notes, additional thoughts, or additional reaction to probably the most deepest, messed up episode of Game of Thrones till date. Um, Episode 9 of season 3, and yeah, so I thought in celebration, quote unquote, of the red wedding that I've found out that it's called, I have decided to wear a red sweater, quite appropriate for this episode. So I was essentially left speechless in that last episode, or this episode, seeing as you're watching it, this episode, where Talisa, Rob, Cat, and all of Rob's men got slaughtered. Kind of the main thing that happened within that is the way Talisa was actually executed. It wasn't an arrow to the head or slicing the throat. The dude directly stabbed her in the stomach. I got chills just thinking about it. Pretty disturbing. Generally speaking, I don't have an issue with blood or gore. But considering she was an extremely likable character, and she was, Rob's love wife rather than an arranged thing, that made it even more sweeter. So what I'm going to do right now to give you some additional thoughts, because it was actually last night that I watched the episode, and normally I watch an episode and I go straight into, I take a bit of a break and I go straight into doing like additional thoughts about characters that, storyline and what's happening with characters and my thoughts. But this one, I just couldn't do it after watching that, so I gave it a whole night. It's been about, I think I did it more 18 hours ago. I watched that episode. I was gonna watch this now, and unfortunately, I'm watching it again. But I feel like it's when you watch it the first time, it's a bit too crazy and a bit overwhelming, especially if you like the characters.
Music, but I haven't shown you the hospitality you deserve. My king has married, and I owe my new queen a wedding gift.
So at this point, I thought that's very suspicious. But it was actually Cat Stark's face that kind of suggested something was definitely up. Actually, when the bride and the groom left the room and they closed the doors, I actually thought something completely different. I thought that the conditions of that marriage were going to be, added conditions were going to be added. Maybe something was going to be said to Stark, or he wanted Walder. Walder wanted to potentially marry Cat, something like that. Something, normal, primitive human thing. But no, I was unfortunately very mistaken. Dead right there. Did you even get a chance to say goodbye? No last
The
word.
king in the north arises.
Ugh.
Lord Water! Lord Water, enough! Let it end! Stop. Let him go, or I will cut your wife's throat. I'll find another.
Mother. The Lannisters send their regards.
Oh boy, that squirted out real good right there. Okay, well, I think I've had 18 hours to process that. I dealt with that a bit more better. But damn, yeah, so that was really sad. Not even for Cat or Rob, it was actually Talisa that I took a liking to. And so moving forward, this obviously means quite a few things for the character development of Bran and Sansa and Arya. Obviously, if they learn the truth of this, which whether they learn it sooner rather than later, I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, that's it. Really, that's it. The final thing is that I have to say it now, without a doubt. It was hard to say it before because I was just so distraught at Talisa being butchered. But yeah, I'm officially hooked on the show, and going to be taking each episode more seriously. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy show, and it took long enough took long enough for me to get to this point, but it makes sense because it's about character development. You know, you don't have that reaction to someone you've only seen in 3 episodes. I mean, Talisa wasn't there too long, but that natural chemistry between them was the thing that um, you know made you like either one of them, mainly Talisa. And that is it. Catch you guys in the next one. Subscribe, like for the next video, and comment.
Oh, hello guys, it's Zain Ali here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As you know, today is Halloween, so happy Halloween to all of you. Today, I would like to welcome you all in a special question and answer session with my one and only dear friend, Mr. Qasim Karawat. Hello, Qasim.
Hello.
Qasim, how are you today?
I'm doing good, not too bad. And yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. Qasim, today we are having a special question and answer session with you on this special Halloween night at the end of season 3. Before I ask you any question, I would like to say that it took a lot of effort to convince you for Game of Thrones. But if you wouldn't have done it, I would have casted a devil's spell on you. But for now, I will keep that at one side because you're going so far so good with Game
Thank
of
you.
Thrones. And my first question would be that you have been saying a lot in your videos that you're quite not hooked into Game
Mhm.
of Thrones yet.
Mhm.
And you have been saying that you like drama based stuff more. So, would you like to tell me, are you hooked on Game of Thrones or not yet?
Um, so yeah, no, it's actually drama-based shows that I am not too keen on. It's more sci-fi and fantasy and things like that that I'm more keen to see naturally. I'm drawn to those naturally. I could happily sit there for hours watching episode per episode, but this one was, heavily drama-based and a lot of character development. So yeah, of course, I'm hooked now, but for
That's
very,
good.
yeah.
And another question, Qasim, is about uh, the I think when I was writing some questions and I was preparing some of the questions, I was thinking we would also let our viewers know that hopefully we'll be doing a live streaming of
Hmm.
our
That's right.
question and answer session, probably at the end of season 4 or 5. We'll see what feedback we get from this one, and then we'll be doing a live streaming. And the first question regarding Game of Thrones, I would like to ask, before going towards the characters, of course, is that Game of Thrones so far, has it, how much percentage of your expectations it has met?
So the nature of the show is essentially extremely drama based. So it's a lot of these character developments and stories are moving forward very slowly, and then every season something very interesting happens. Sometimes more interesting than others, but kind of the highlight for me personally is actually episode 9 of season 3, for obvious reasons.
Now we are talking. So it means, Kasim, that to get you hooked in, uh, it took a lot of people's lives, and before that, I think so. Kasim, I would like to start from the very important point, which I think you just said that Red Wedding, episode 9, really hooked you in. So I would like to ask you, were you expecting the Red Wedding, what happened at Red Wedding? Were you expecting that?
Was I expecting a very likable, lovely character to be stabbed 3 times in the stomach and then throw her? I think throat was cut. Probably. No, 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 no. It wasn't. She was just stabbed 3 times. No, I was not expecting that. Was I expecting two additional, or 3 important characters to die? No. But who am I to say who's important? Um,
As you know,
uh,
in Game of Thrones, Qasim, you never know with any character.
No, but I think I don't know if I paused it in that moment, but when those doors were closed, when the bride and groom were carried away, the doors were closing. I thought, okay, no problem. They're going to have additional, maybe not so good conditions for the marriage, or something else, something like that. Murder was the most furthest thing from my mind in that moment. And obviously that because of that, I was even more surprised.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think all of our viewers, all the people who are diehard fans of Game of Thrones, I think they all were shocked pretty much at Red Wedding scene. Um, if I may ask, whom you felt the most when they died at the Red Wedding?
Yeah, Talisa.
Oh, Talisa?
Yeah, Talisa. I didn't have any kind of she is relatively new, but I
Mm-hmm.
think the reason why I didn't have any special liking towards her, but because of her natural love and chemistry between herself and Rob,
Yeah,
compared to everyone else in the show who's either being raped or being forced to marry and those type of things. So it was a natural love marriage essentially, and then on
yeah,
top of that, she was a very likable, nothing too special, but very likable, talented character because she was a medic,
yeah.
and yeah.
And do you think the reason they killed her first is uh, is because she was carrying Rob's child?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the show, in terms of killing people, they could have just cut her throat and killed him,
Mm,
and then it wouldn't have mattered. But for the purpose of for the purpose of drama and getting a response out of viewers, they did it in the most violent way.
mm. Yeah, that I agree with that. So, Kasim, we'll start with the questions now. About like overall from season one until the end of season three. What do you think, Kasim, about Tyrion, first of all?
Tyrion. Yeah, so
Tyrion
I mean,
Lannister.
from season one, he was different to everyone else. He was very witty, funny character, and he was the only one that would happily slap a potential king. I mean, at that time, he probably didn't know he was going to become king, but still, I mean, even though Joffrey is king, he still slapped him. I think at one point.
Yeah.
Um,
And what do you think, Kasim, about the relation between Tyrion and his father?
um, well, initially, we thought, or we got the impression that he was hated. But in the last few episodes, there was a particular scene um, where Tyrion said, "What have you ever done for me?"
Yeah.
And his response was something along the lines of, was essentially letting you live and helping you was my sacrifice, which
So
was
he was making. Did you notice, Kasim, that he was making him feel like bad most of the time, like
yeah, Tyrion, yeah, exactly,
as if he was
exactly.
a curse on the
Curse on
family.
the family, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, he has said it, and Cersei,
Yeah, Cersei. Yeah,
Cersei,
Cersei
Cersei,
Lannister.
Cersei Lannister both have said it. I hate you because you killed our mother when you were born. So, I mean, what deeper insult could you possibly say to somebody?
Yeah, Kasim. Going back to season one, I think the most there were two really important scenes I would like to ask you about. First, when Bran was pushed out of the window, and the second was Ned Stark's death. Would you like to comment a little bit on both of those incidents?
So, the bit where he got pushed, I
Yeah,
already had said a few times actually in the videos that particular bit, or the first episode or two, I've seen it before, maybe 3 months ago or 6 months ago actually. So overall, the episode was very, very. I couldn't remember much of it, but I knew something happened to him. But yet, when I watched it again, I was still very surprised at that.
Mhm.
And he obviously woke up a little bit later on, and obviously he's paralyzed. But that was obviously kind of the first taste of what Game of Thrones is actually like.
Yeah.
A lot of incest and people happily murdering
Mhm.
people that are close to them, kind of. And I'm
Yeah.
guessing you were going to ask about Ned Stark now.
Yeah. I was going to ask about Ned Stark, and of course, at the end of season one, another important scene was when Daenerys's dragons are finally hatched.
Yeah,
So if you just comment a little bit about both
but
of them.
both. So yeah, Ned Stark, he was kind of the first likable character, seeing as he seemed to be a decent man in a world that was pretty corrupt and messed up. I mean, he was definitely not perfect. There were a few
Mhm.
times when he even was suggesting how he's done some bad things in the past.
Yeah,
But he always tried to be a good man. And then right at the end, just before just before he was executed, obviously Cersei tried to stop Joffrey.
yeah.
But obviously Joffrey, as we know now,
As you mentioned, Qasim, Cersei, do you think it's Cersei was behind it, but was just acting to stop Joffrey, or do you think that she literally meant to stop the
no,
execution?
based on the reaction, no. And also moving forward, if you keep on seeing, she has no control over him now.
Yeah,
She has no control. So I think it's a genuine thing. And also, in that moment when just before Ned was going to be executed, I was because he appeared to be a important character. I was so sure that there was going to be an arrow coming out of
yeah,
nowhere to hit the
yeah,
executioner, and then that
hmm
would be the end of it. He would be saved.
yeah. But
But
nothing
no,
happened
but
like
nothing
that.
happened. So yeah,
That's Game of
it
Thrones.
seems like yeah, exactly. So it seems like there are no big heroes in Game of Thrones like that, like a traditional movie type of thing.
So Qasim, just
Oh, and then
just like
Daenerys.
yeah, Daenerys, and just before you go to Daenerys, just one, if you just like in a couple of sentences about Cersei, what do you think about her? Like as up till so far,
Up
uh,
until now, season three.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so an interesting thing about both Cersei and Jamie, because they're kind of obviously a thing, is
yeah,
that the especially Jamie, but obviously your questions about Cersei, what they're doing slowly, they're getting you to sympathize with Cersei quite a bit about
mm,
her past and what she's doing and things like that. And the same
yeah,
thing for Jamie as well. They're characters where you start off watching them, you don't really like them, they're not very nice people, but then slowly you're seeing a different story, a different side to them, and that's kind of the
yeah,
same thing for Cersei as well. And at the moment, she has no control
yeah.
over her son. That's the
Okay,
that.
okay. So Qasim, now before I ask you some specific questions, I would like to ask you about just a couple of sentences about Daenerys as well. So far, like from season one, even though the story was a bit slow, but so far till the end of season three, what do you think about her?
Thinking about it, her story has been probably one of the slowest, but
Yeah,
up until now, it looks like it's going to be one of the most interesting for sure, because she has the dragons, because of her story, because essentially she's coming from nothing. But to comment on episode 10 of season 1,
yeah,
that bit, the scene where she came out of the fire naked with the dragons,
yeah,
we got a bit of a hint that that was going to happen when she put the egg into the fire, and then she
yeah.
touched it. She was fine. The maid, whatever maid slave.
Jorah.
No. There was a
Oh no,
maid.
the girl. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
she
yeah,
touched it. She burned her hands. So
yeah,
that was the clue that
yeah.
when she goes into the fire, she was going to be fine. But obviously that was a quite intense, amazing scene. Really enjoyed that, and the fact that 3 dragons came out of it was really good.
Okay. So, Qasim, please also comment about Jon Snow. His either you want to comment about up till season two, season one, or season three so far. Like depends upon what you think about Jon Snow. If you would like to comment about his role and so far his journey.
Yeah, I mean he started off from the beginning with the Stark family, and then he joined
The wall,
the black. What's the proper name?
uh,
Of Black Wall?
Castle Black, the
Castle
wall,
Black. Yeah, he joined them.
the Watchers.
Yeah, and so he joined them.
There's a lot of name for
A
them.
lot of
I think.
names, a lot of
Yeah,
names.
yeah.
Um,
Watchers.
the Watchers of the Wall. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he joined them, and his story was slow. It was, I would say it was a bit more interesting compared to Daenerys. I mean, overall, it was moving a bit more faster actually.
yeah.
Him as a character, at the moment, um, I don't really care. He's not doing anything too interesting.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
obviously, I've been told that he is a big part of the show. So obviously, I'll keep a note of what he's doing. At the moment, he's just moving from one location to another, making
Of
friends
course,
and
he's
whatnot.
captured now, and he's with the wildlings up till the end of season three. It seems he escaped, but let's see what happens. I'll come to my next question, Kasim. What do you think about Tyrion and Sansa's marriage? I mean, do you think that marriage will last or not?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not.
Uh,
I'm thinking about is whether they're going to have children or not, because the nature of the
mm,
show. I mean, I know she's 14, but this is Game of Thrones. This type of thing can easily happen. I mean, if if people are if brothers and sisters are doing it, then why can't anyway? But I mean, it's a bit different because those two are consenting adults. She's only 14, but still, this is something I'm thinking about at the moment. Is she gonna is she gonna have a baby? Is she not? But I think if she does, it's going to change her story a little bit.
yeah.
So I don't think so. I don't. But things are just so unpredictable that it's really hard to say anything.
Okay. So, Kasim, what do you think about Tyrion and Sansa's marriage?
It's a crazy marriage, for obvious reasons. Wasn't really expecting it, and I don't think it will last.
Okay. And another question about Sansa, which came to my mind, was how did Sansa look with Loras when you saw her in season three? How did they both look together, in your opinion?
I mean, overall,
If it would have went, I mean, of course, if they would have got married, which they didn't, but how two of them looked together?
to be honest, I mean, obviously I was watching it, but the thing that stood out rather than how they looked was actually Sansa's reaction towards him. She
Hmm,
obviously liked him quite a lot and would have happily married him. That is the thing that stood out rather than how they looked together.
totally agree. Okay. So, do you think going forward from season three, will Shay will be all right with Tyrion and Sansa's marriage so far? Like, will she be all right going on from this point?
So I've obviously watched episode 9 of season 3. So in that episode, the eunuch whose name is what?
Varys.
Varys. So Varys tried to give Shay a lot of diamonds. And even I didn't realize this, that Shay thinks that Tyrion gave him these diamonds to bribe her to go away with a
Okay.
lot of money. That's what she said. She said to him, that tell him to talk to me myself himself, or I don't want his money, something like that. Yeah.
Hmm. So, do you think she will not be? She'll
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
adjust with
yeah.
this.
I think. I think she. It's hard to say because it's so unpredictable. I think, like I said before, I think she's probably gonna be killed. But no, it's hard to say
Uh,
now because he's with
So
Sansa
your
now.
prediction is that she might be killed.
She might be killed. Before I said she will be killed, but now he's married to Sansa, so she's in the background a little bit. She might be safe. Actually, if Sansa finds, oh no, okay, that's never mind. Okay.
You can predict some.
No, I was thinking maybe Sansa will get her killed, but she's friends with Sansa. She and Sansa are friends,
Okay.
so I don't think so. No, that's not unlikely to happen.
Okay. What do you think about the scene of Sam killing a White Walker with dragon glass? Where,
I mean, to be honest, when I saw it, I thought that was interesting, but I didn't really realize the importance of it.
oh, okay. So,
Um,
I
yeah.
mean, like thinking about that, Sam has actually found out. Of course, the old maesters, they know about perhaps what he read in those books in Castle Black, but I think they only were killing White Walkers with
Fire.
fire.
Hmm.
So as you can see, Sam was the first one to use dragon glass against a White Walker. Okay. Um and Kasim, what do you think about the relation between Brienne and Jamie? And what do you
So
think about
yeah, I mean,
Jamie?
as soon as those two kind of started having scenes together,
Yeah.
the first thought, my first thought was, this is a very funny duet, um, and it pretty much was up until the end, which was pretty much when um, yeah, when they had to separate, which is obviously when Jamie went back to Cersei. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a very entertaining duet without a doubt.
Okay. And funny as well.
Yeah,
They were
exactly.
quite funny together. Really, it was really nice to watch them. Another very important question, which I think a lot of our viewers would like you to comment on, is so far what uh, what do you think about Bran? His supernatural abilities? Do you think his story will will take a bigger turn? Do you think so?
Um, well, I mean, I know enough about the show to know that it's a big part, and he's going to be there for a bit, a while, or a bit, or whatever it is. So there's no doubt, pretending I don't know. But I mean, his abilities, yeah, they're coming through very slowly. The most recent thing that happened is that he has the ability to control humans, and other people have the
And you
ability.
just saw, I think you saw Bran controlling Hordo.
Hold on, yeah, yeah. So that is what happened. I mean, he's they were saying that the ability to control animals is very common, but humans is it's very rare, unique. He's the one and only person who can do it.
Brilliant. So you think that Bran will be important later on?
Yeah,
Okay. Where do you think Arya's story is going so far? Are you satisfied with her journey so
yeah,
far up
definitely. I
until
mean, as you
season
know,
three?
she's my favorite character, and
Yes, of course.
in this this fictional world, and the nature of the show and the characters. Listen, to be honest, it's gonna take a child just like Arya. Sorry, you said Arya, right? Arya, yeah,
Yeah,
Arya and Bran to do very brave, bold things because
yeah.
they're not mixed up in the politics of adulthood and thrones and money and all of these. So yeah, her story's going very well. I'm hoping for her to be kind of properly trained up in sword fighting and all of that good stuff.
She has a very interesting story ahead. So let's see what happens. Um, I would like to ask you about your prediction about Joffrey, Qasim, before the start of season 4. I mean, what do you think will Joffrey be killed, or he will make it,
Yeah, I mean,
or will he make it till the next season? What is your
yeah, I
prediction?
think so. I think so. I don't know how many seasons, but at least another season. But like I said from day one, I was looking forward to someone killing him and putting him in his place, as you could, as people can see, and you can see from my reactions. Anytime someone gives him a good slap, I'm always clapping, and so. In terms of predictions, I hope something happens to him, but it probably won't. But I mean, he's giving a different type of entertainment, but I don't like him.
Very good. What is your prediction about season 4, Kasim? Uh, Anything you like to predict, or any
Yeah, predict.
expectation?
Yeah, predict or hopes more like. I'm hoping something horrible happens to Joffrey first of all, and I hope things between the Theon, sorry, not Theon, Tyron, and
Yeah.
Sansa become a bit more smooth and they sort things out. I mean, obviously, he shouldn't really be married to her.
Okay, so Kasim, what are your predictions, or if I may call them expectations, for season 4?
hmm So firstly, I'm hoping that Joffrey, something bad happens to Joffrey. As everyone knows, I love when Joffrey gets slapped, especially by Tyrion or his mother, which she probably won't do again because she'll probably end up getting executed by her own son. But Tyrion, yeah, obviously loves slapping him. But yeah, I'm hoping something will happen to him. And Sansa, I'm hoping that she gets her training. Sorry, not Sansa. Arya. Arya gets
Yeah.
her training. Sansa. I mean, hopefully her and Tyrion sort things out.
Yeah.
Um, um, Obviously, Shay is right in the middle of that, and she's going nowhere. Maybe she will be dying sooner rather than later yet again. Maybe it's just really hard to say. Um, and
Okay.
and obviously
Any other prediction about Jon Snow or anything
Jon Snow.
before we move on to the next
So
question?
obviously in episode
And Daenerys.
yeah, so Jon Snow obviously he's probably gonna go back to the Castle Black, probably most likely, and regroup. I don't know what his next move is going to be, to be honest. Obviously, because there's a war coming as well with the White Walkers at some point. So he probably is going to be involved with that. Um, and Daenerys is obviously her story is moving forward now. She has an army. She's attacked. She's attacked a castle. I suppose you could call it a castle or and she's gained quite a lot of power very quickly.
She get unsullied
Yeah.
the
Oh,
the
yeah,
army.
exactly. But I'm talking about after that, the
Oh,
slaves.
okay.
I think it might have been 200,000. It was something,
Oh,
something. It was a really large number. I remember it might have been 100,000 or 200,000. Um, and yeah, that's yeah. She's gonna just carry on gaining more power for now. She probably will want more. To
do you think, Qasim, that, or if I may say it like that, um, she, in your opinion, is more deserving of Iron Throne? Is that what you are trying to say?
No, no. You asked me this question before. I mean, I mean, in terms of technically speaking, it might be X person that deserves it, but this is a show that you have to essentially kill and murder for it. I'm not sure if anyone really deserves it at all, to be honest. And that's it.
What do you think about Jon Snow and Ygritte, their relation?
Well, it looks like it's almost about to end. I don't know what the future is going to hold, considering he ran away and she tried to stop him by shooting him many times with arrows. So who knows?
Okay. Um, if you please also, Qasim, comment about Braun and Tyrion's friendship and relation, or and with Pod as well. If you just comment.
The one with Pod, that's not very interesting. The one between Bronn and Tyrion is more of the interesting one. I mean, because of where they are in terms of their roles in the and the status, things are not really happening at the moment. I'm hoping going forward something interesting will happen, but leading up to this place, it was very interesting. They make a good match. Definitely very humorous, just like Jamie and Brienne and certain other people. But yeah, it's good.
Okay, that's good. Qasim, what do you think about Theon and the torture happening to him?
Um, very. I mean, the torture itself is obviously very messed up, but also very uh, um, disturbing and clever. Because obviously, you know how he pretended that he was escaping, and then brought him back.
Yeah,
That was very shocking.
by Ramsay Bolton, that guy who did.
Ramsay, that was his name.
He
Yeah.
he was very. You said he was very clever.
Mm.
Okay, that's true. So, as Qasim, you know that one of our your viewer on YouTube, she likes
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Qasim, just also tell us who do you think is more clever, Littlefinger or Varys?
Hmm. I think who's going to survive the longest
Yeah.
is Varys. I think Littlefinger is probably trying too hard, and it will end up
Okay.
killing himself. He almost got his throat cut out by Cersei when essentially Cersei Littlefinger threatened her with the fact that he has the knowledge of her having a relationship with her brother, and obviously in that moment, as you saw, she could have just cut his throat there and then. So he's being quite bold, and he might end up dying probably. But Varys is playing things very smartly for sure.
That's good. Qasim, I think um, we have talked about important characters and important events. Of course, um, some predictions were also covered. So I would like to ask you anything you want to say about Game of Thrones before we finish the question and answer session, and anything you would like to say to the viewers uh, who are liking and viewing your videos, of course.
Yeah, I mean, overall, in my mind, the characters that stick out the most are Tyrion and um, Arya and the Jaqen, who's the assassin as well, because obviously he's very interesting.
Yeah,
Um, Bran's abilities are going to be very interesting going forward. Daenerys obviously is going to be an important character, and her development is going to be very interesting. She's obviously going to do many more crazy, interesting things going forward. But these characters that I've just mentioned are the ones that are standing out for me personally. Um, so I'm keen to know how that goes. But I mean, other than that, um, I would say that if our viewers enjoy our videos, they should definitely subscribe. It gives me a lot of motivation to keep on watching
Qasim.
it.
If they don't subscribe, I have this devil's wand, if I may call it, and I can cast a spell on them.
I say,
Just as a joke. But I think, as you just rightfully mentioned, it's guys for your. It's all about your love and support which you are giving us, and our videos. You're liking our videos, subscribing to us. That is motivating us. As Qasim also keep mentioning it in at the end of all. I think almost all of his reaction videos. Thank you very much for your love and support. And hopefully, going forward, when we get more and more subscribers, we will be bringing a live question and answer session for you guys. If you have any question, anything you want to ask us, anything you want to ask Kasim, you please write in the comment section. And I will be doing the live streaming question and answer session with Kasim. I'll be asking all of those questions to him, and we will be getting his review, and we will be getting his comments about all of your favorite characters. So please, guys, show us your support and love. Click that subscribe button so that you keep watching these entertaining videos. Okay, so Qasim, please comment something about White Walkers in the Wall if you like to.
Yeah, so the White Walkers are the kind of the fantasy side of this overall story. I'm hoping that this particular side of it, becomes more prominent sooner rather than later. But as you said, it's kind of a backstory for now. But I'm keen to find out more about it. I think going forward, I'm hoping what will happen is that all the human armies will eventually join together and fight them. I'm expecting and predicting something like that regarding that. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Qasim, would you like to comment about Marjorie, which you were mistakenly calling her Margaret, I think, in
Margaret, many times.
one and I think one of our YouTube viewer, he tried to correct you as well. Thanks to him. Would you like to comment something about her?
Yeah, I've commented on her a few times. Her character is very interesting, um, because essentially she's playing the game very well, and I can't really tell if she's gonna die horribly because she's playing too much. I can't really tell, but time will tell. But yeah, I like her.
That's good. Would you like to comment about Jorah, Daenerys's at
Yeah,
the moment?
so the Jorah and Daenerys have a bit of chemistry. I'm expecting him. I should expect anyone to die now, but I'm expecting him to die at some point by from protecting her from something like that is going to happen, no doubt. I don't see him as a traitor yet, but traitor to her. But I think he will probably fight and die for her, something like that.
Okay. Anything about the Red Witch, Qasim, and Stannis?
So I'm from the last episode. It seems like Stannis is more of a good guy than bad because he essentially
Do you think he's a good guy, but he's in the kind of
trap.
spell of
Yeah, I
Red
think so.
Witch?
I think so. I mean, most characters in here are not, morally the best anyway. But I think he maybe he was at one point. But yeah, because of her and her, she is obviously twisting things around, and I don't know if she's going to be a big part of this thing. But obviously, she has the power to kill people, so she has power basically.
Hmm. Anything you would like to comment on the Hound? As of course he has
Arya.
Arya for now.
Yeah, I mean, he said it himself. He said he's doing it for money. Um, he obviously changed his mind about Joffrey and the king. Like you said, he was like, "F the king," blah blah blah, and then he ran away. So maybe this is the turning point for him. Maybe he'll do some good later on, and probably die protecting Arya. I can imagine that. Um, so we'll see. But yeah, he I like him now. Before I didn't really care, but he's a kind of a good duo between him and Arya. Not really a duo because he's just kidnapped her. But anyway, yeah.
That's good. And please also comment about Olenna, Lady Olenna.
Olena. Yeah, I think it's Elena or Lady Olena, but
Olena.
it might be, yeah.
She's the grandmother of
Yeah, so she's
Marjorie.
kind of on the same level as t Tyrion's father, whose name is Tyrell.
Tywin.
Tywin, whose name is Tywin. So those two are kind of on the similar level, and that's why they were having a conversation regarding Cersei marrying her grandson, sorry. And
She seems very clever, do you think?
yeah, yeah, definitely very clever, very witty, very kind of to the point, blunt type of character, which is obviously a good thing.
Okay. So, Kasim, going forward, do you think season 4 will be interesting?
Yeah, I hope so, considering someone whose name I can't disclose to anybody was
Kasim,
telling
who? Sorry, what he did? What did he say?
he was saying to me that just skip to season 4.
Oh my God.
Everything, all the interesting things happen and start from season 4. But like I said, I can't tell you his name, so please don't ask me his name. He likes to stay anonymous. But yeah, he kept on saying it. Every time I finished one episode, he would say, "Are you ready to skip to season 4?" I said,
Uh,
"No, no, no, no. I want to enjoy the slow
yeah, you won't be
story.
able to understand the
I
story. You have
won't
to
be able
watch
to
every
story."
story in order to
Our
reach
viewers,
season 4.
our viewers said many times, "Please don't skip. Please don't skip. You're not going to
Oh, thanks
understand
to them.
anything."
Thanks to them.
Yeah, thanks to them.
Okay, so that's good, Kasim, that you didn't skip and you are watching all of the episodes to build up the character building. And I think whatever is going to happen later on, you would be enjoy it more because you are now kind of connected with every character. So,
Mm.
Kasim, in the end, I'm so glad that you've started liking the show and you are hooked in. And if you would like to say anything to the subscribers and the viewers and all the people who are watching us on the YouTube, over to you.
Yeah, so I'd like to say thanks for the comments. I'm pretty much replying to every single one, and the new subscriptions are coming in daily, and that gives motivation for me to keep on watching more and more episodes and giving you better and better reviews and feedback. But more importantly, on top of the subscriptions, it's good to have comments so we can have a some sort of conversation. You ask a question, I give you my thoughts straight away.
You're saying, Kasim, that the next, of course, our next live streaming or next Q&A session, hopefully our um, viewers will ask us the questions and I'll be asking you those questions. So, guys, please subscribe to us, show us your love and support as you're already showing. We'd love your questions and hit that notification button, subscribe to our channel, and hopefully we'll be bringing more and more entertaining videos for you guys. For now, take care. Bye bye.
Bye. Peace.